Welcome to today's episode of SELINTalks, podcast initiative by Selint Club, where we have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Vasudha Neel Mani, the principal of Rockwoods International School in Udaipur. Dr. Neel Mani is an esteemed educationist with impressive 27 years of experience in teaching, administration, mentoring, and advisory roles. Join us as we gather the insights and expertise of these illustrious educationists.
Thank
A
you.
very, very warm welcome. And for our audience, could you tell us your journey so far? How has it been as an educator and as a leader?
Yes, I have been an educator for almost 3 decades now, and I always wanted to be in the field, I would say that. And I started my career as a special educator 30 years ago. And but the quest for learning, or the quench that I have to learn more and I have to do more for the students. So slowly and steadily. So roundabout from 93 to 2003, I was completely in special ed, and then got an opportunity to work with Pathways for 6 years, where being with the uh, special educator, I was also exposed to the international curriculum, and
Right.
which was very close to my heart, where at that time we were having IB and Cambridge both.
Yeah.
And yes, I did a lot of um, training courses, did 2 post graduations after my marriage, did few other courses also, and then in 2010 I got an opportunity to be a vice principal of a school that was a all Cambridge school, with Cambridge board. And then with that, I worked there for 6 years. Within 6 months, I was promoted as a principal. So
Wow.
it's a 30-year long journey, out of which we can say that 20 years is dedicated to international education, especially Cambridge and IB both. But Cambridge Cambridge took more time, because
Right.
it was close to my heart. The pedagogy and everything was very flexible and structured, and that's why I started. I used to promote that. And now I'm a Cambridge certified trainer also, and I help schools to implement Cambridge curriculum, and I travel with Cambridge around the country to help the schools to have Cambridge curriculum.
Right. You also have a lot of honorary roles. You're a co-founder and emotional head at Global Edu Leaders Forum. What is that about?
During the COVID time, we founded this company called organization called Global Edu Leaders Forum. So where it is a completely honorary work, where we are connected to the educators around the world. And at that time, I had drafted a gratitude curriculum for my students. And during the COVID time, I took one workshop, and it turned out well. And then Mr. Singh, the founder of Edu Leaders Global Edu Leaders Forum, invited me as a co-founder. I wrote a book. I authored a book called
Wow.
Gratitude: The Purpose of Life. So those workshops were conducted around that book, and round about thousands of educators, corporate leaders, students
Wow.
benefited from that. And that this organization is completely, we are working, we conduct a few sessions for emotional health for teachers and students around the world, around the globe.
Right. When we talk about a lot of emotional health, you must have noticed some kind of a trend, not trend change, but obviously some kind of a change when you started and now that you're here. What are these, the changes were like, and were they positive, or are we moving somewhere in a linear position? How has it been so far?
See, emotional health has, for me, being a psychologist, emotional health has always been the priority. But I feel that over the years, it is going towards a positive change. I
Right.
remember that when I was working as a special educator in 1994, 95, where we were working in a, I would not name the school, but we were working in a school which had a so-called normal wing and one special wing. So when it was announced, so it was said that, handicapped teachers are now invited on the stage. So
Okay.
so from that journey to here, where there is a lot of sensitization for children with special needs, or for that matter, emotional health also. So when we were working at that point in time, nobody bothered that what a teacher is going through, what is happening in her personal life. It was just that it was expected from her to report to the school and teach and go back.
Right.
But over the years, there is a lot of change, and personally, as a leader, or personally as a school head, I give a lot of importance to the emotional health, not only to of my students, uh, but the teachers, parents also. At time, something is amiss in the family where students are being affected. So the parents also take help, or take suggestion, take counseling. So yes, it has changed a lot. And earlier we were talking about IQ, and in 90s, 95, 96, Daniel Goleman wrote a book on emotional quotient
Yeah.
also. That also became very, very prevalent. So yes, EQ is very, very important these days.
Right.
Hmm.
Ma'am, you're also an international certified career coach.
Mm-hmm.
And during these sessions, like there are a lot of up and coming careers, there are a lot of up and coming things that are, that were not there a few years ago. Let's just say there are a lot of AI. We have not lost, but we have upgraded a lot of job roles to these, new technology that are being coming up. What would be your suggestion for the generation, for the people who are taking 11 to 12 exams this year, this academic session specifically?
Hmm. See, we have to agree to it that we cannot be in. Just a minute.
Sure.
Sorry. So we must understand that we cannot be in today's business with yesterday's tools. So
True.
um, whatever is happening around the world, whatever updates are happening, students have to keep themselves updated for them. So gone are the days wherein the definition of success was measured by either you're a doctor or an engineer or a very renowned lawyer. So there
Mhm.
have been lots and lots of, like you rightly said, that there were some careers which we did not even think of, and they are there now. And there will be some careers that we are not thinking about right now, but
Yeah,
10 years down the line they will be there. So
true.
the thing is that students need to be independent learners. And to be honest, this is generation Z, generation alpha. This is, and they know what they want. So I remember when we were students, we were not asked that, what do you want
Yeah,
to do? We were told that, okay, you need to do this, need to do this. And I remember when I was a student, when I passed my grade 10 examinations, and I told that I want to go in humanities stream. So it was a shock to the family, because though my grandfather was a civil surgeon with British Army, my father was an
wow.
agricultural engineer, my tauji was again a professor of sciences, and he was a principal. So everybody expected me to take sciences, but I said no, I want to pursue humanities, because I was good at it. I had flair for writing. I used to. But the only person who supported me that time was my father. He said that, okay, whatever you want to do, you do, but give your 100% to that. If you want to be a homemaker also after a certain point of time, don't regret your decision and give 100%. So
Right.
sometimes what your parents tell you, it just stays with you forever. And
True.
to all my students, or to the young generation, to my daughter also, I always tell this thing only, that whatever you want to do, you want to study, give your 100% to that. You want to play, give your 100% to that. So when you're giving your 100%, there are very, very less chances that you fail.
True.
Because if we fail, so either there are circumstantial, something has happened, or somewhere down the line we know that, we have procrastinated, and we have not we have been little casual towards our approach. So
Yeah.
so you will agree with me, this this time, this 21st century is, the children don't know that there is any scarcity of things.
Very true.
Everything is instantly available. I mean, I remember I had my first AC in 2004, in the family, when I was married for quite some time, and then we decided,
Yeah.
okay, to be honest, I had joined Pathways at that time, and my office, our rooms were all AC and all that. So we thought, okay, let's be little comfortable. So it was not a necessity at that point in
Right.
time. Cars were not the necessity. Now you ask today's children that, AC, they can't even stand without AC for 3 to 4 seconds, also forget about minutes.
True.
So they have not seen. So I think that the value of things, the value of money, the value of resources, which is missing, and I think that needs to be taught to this generation. And the
Yeah.
second thing is that they should, I always feel that each and every child should face taste the taste of failure. What happens is that as parents, we don't want our children to fail. We
True.
want that, we will just say that, oh, no, 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 I'm there, do this, or, okay, don't get hassled, you cannot fail. Why? It's okay, let them
Yeah.
fail, but yes, let them learn from their mistakes, but at the same point in time, the mistake should not be a consequence of their callous behavior or casual approach. You make
True.
mistakes, it's fine. Everybody goes through that phase in life where, you, and then you change in your behavior. So
Yeah.
as a professional, if I share my journey, I was a very young, brash professional who used to call spade a spade. There was no word diplomacy in my dictionary. But after one or two instances where I learned the hard way, or where I mean, I fumbled, or I fell, I failed. So that was a lesson for me, that okay, no, this is right and this is wrong. And I always tell young teachers also, or young professionals also, that if you feel that, as a teacher, if you feel, like I remember an instance very clearly, that I was not happy with my principal in one of the organizations long, long back, 20-25 years ago. And I was very open about that with my management. Ultimately, I lost the job, but it didn't happen. So, you have to be very, very, when you're working, you have to be socially equipped to handle the situation.
Very true. Yeah.
So, these are the things which this young generation needs to learn, because
Yeah.
when they are stepping out of homes after grade 12, either they are going to foreign universities, or they are doing some courses and getting jobs. So you would agree with me, there was a time, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, where there was a big call center boom was there, that
Yeah.
the young
Yeah.
people were going, were earning and were doing, there were night duties, there were things, there was money in that, but somewhere they were losing out on values.
True.
So young generation, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, they were brash, they were into all kind of things, but slowly and steadily now it has settled down. So
Yeah.
we learn from our mistakes. So my message to young generation is that they must be independent learners. They must explore all the opportunities. They must not procrastinate, because when we say that, oh, I didn't have time, So I always feel that's an excuse.
Yeah.
The things that we want to do, we have time. And my golden mantra that I learned from my father, that whatever you're doing, give your 100% to that. And if you give your 100%, seldomly there are chances that you will fail. And over the years I have added that line, that uh, uh, how much you are working, make mistakes, that's fine, make
Yeah.
new mistakes all the time, but ensure that those mistakes are not a result or consequence of your callous attitude or casual behavior.
Do you think the part of nuclear family and joint family that we used to have before also plays a role in here?
Exactly, exactly. So of course, when grandparents are there with the children, they learn so many things. And you don't have to and when both the spouses are working, so all the more the shelter of, or the grandparents are needed, because they are there to look after.
Right.
And what happens is that they have their own set of experiences, they have their own set of stories. So they share with the children, and the children learn a lot of things with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yes, I mean, I strongly, because till my in-laws were alive, we always used to stay together. And yes, it created a lot of difference, in our lives also, because as children, for our parents, children are always children. So when as a 45-year-old person, if I'm entering the house and I have told them that okay, I'll be there by 3, and if I reached at 4, so they will ask, where were you? You said you will be there by 3, you are coming at 4. So but that at times, either you get bugged, or you understand that that was a concern, or that is a care
Yeah.
for them. So sometimes I used to tell them, oh, relax, we are just going out, or we will be back. So yes, that when I don't know, young generation doesn't understand, but when they are not there, then you feel the
Yeah.
pinch more, because parents, the grandparents or our parents, will never mean any harm to us.
True.
They will be there always to guide us, to help us, to
Yeah.
take care of us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the nuclear family, the insecurity and the loneliness also plays a role in child's life
Absolutely.
very early in the this thing. Rather than, I remember a lot of college students facing that problem when because they're moving from a very happening family to suddenly trying to make new friends, new environment and everything. And now it happens quite early in the age
Hmm.
मतलब in the age काफी पहले ही हो जाता है ये सब चीजें. I think it plays a very big role in feeling that loneliness way before.
Right, right.
Yeah. Um, I think on the lightest part of the note, I would really like to ask you what is something that you do to unwind yourself because you have been doing a lot of roles as an educator and a leader. I'm sure there's a part in you that would want to unwind and kind of relax. What do you do for that?
I work 16 to 17 hours a day. That's my
Wow.
I mean, I love my work, and that's what I do. But yes, to unwind myself, I go visit places, I do shopping. So like any other normal, woman, I love my diamonds, I love my
Nice.
saris, I love my bags and everything. But yes, I listen to music. I just go out with my daughter, with my husband, just for a dinner, just for casual. So that talking to her, because she is in Gurgaon and I'm in Udaipur, so we
Oh.
speak to each other twice or thrice a day over the video call and this thing. And yes, it's all sorted. Yes.
I think the little things matter more than the bigger
Oh
things
yes.
in the
So
yeah.
for me, little things only matter. So
Yeah.
so small things, they matter a lot,
Yeah.
for me as a person, not the larger things. And I
Yeah.
think, as a human being, we always remember the little things. We don't remember
Yeah.
the big things in our life, the life.
Yeah.
The There are always little things that bring smile to our faces, not the
Very
big
true.
things. Yeah.
I think we remember those small bits and pieces and everything of,
Yes.
putting it together to a bigger picture, obviously, but the smaller little things, little joys in the day, I think that makes us who we are and unwind, of course, like you said. Last but not the least, since we were talking a lot about, parenting and how, that needs to be a little more faster in pace and how we need to accept as parents how we need to go about what would be your advice to parents as of today who are bringing up kids to this very very competitive world specifically.
See, I would just request the parents to not be helicopter parents. Every child, every human being, I will take children also at human being. Every human being has his or her own journey. Let them be on their journey. Let them fall. Let them get up. Let them have some bruises. Let them apply ointment to on those bruises, and just let them be. I mean, what you should be, what parents should be concerned about is that their child should be compassionate, their child should be kind, their child should be happy all the time. That's it. See,
Yeah.
maybe I'm an academician, and I push my students and I tell them that, reach your optimum potential. But at the same point in time, I want them to be happy. Every human being who is born has come with a career in mind. पहले तो earlier,
Right.
पहले के time में, in the male dominated patriarchal society, ये होता था कि अगर लड़का है तो कुछ ना कुछ तो करेगा ही. But for me now it is that, every human being, whether a boy or whether a girl, they have come in their life, they will earn their bread and butter. So we have to teach them the lessons of integrity. We have to teach them lessons of global tolerance. We have to teach them lessons of being compassionate, being kind. All these things matter. Not anybody can earn money. So, but how they are earning money, that is important.
Yeah, I think that sums up a lot of things, the global tolerance specifically that you said and being
Oh
kind.
yes, it's needed.
Yeah.
It's needed.
I think the tolerance level of a lot of people have gone really uh, low as of now because everything that
Absolutely.
has been happening.
You
Yeah.
see, in the forget about global tolerance, tolerance within the family. I mean,
Yeah.
the kind of divorces we see these days, it's not. I mean, it's not a joke. I mean, the tolerance levels of both uh, man and
Yeah.
women have really gone down. So yes, so it really, because it is, when you come to the family, it was, when I we remember when I was married 25 years ago, it was, either do or die. That, okay, this is your family, you are married here, unless and until there is some major thing that has happened, you have to adjust, and it is for from both sides. So
You're
all
right.
these things, but the parents nowadays, they teach children something else. So of course there is so yeah, the tolerance is the key word.
Yeah. A lot of these things also come from the empathetic quotient of
Absolutely.
this, yeah, intelligence altogether, the EQ that we are talking about. And
Yeah.
it is now. And I think specifically with the kids that are being learning around, ki, okay, so it's okay to just, be in some kind of a behavior because any which ways, like you said, they are being compensated with either, going out or compensated with gifts and all of those things that puts up a lot of things in perspective that this is something is going wrong somewhere.
Right.
I think, yeah, I've asked all my questions. I would really like to connect with you again for another podcast, another episode. Thank you so much for your time. I